Hello. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can create device return orders in bulk utilizing our integration with Zapier. So what we have set up is currently a integration between Zapier and Google Sheets. Although it can be used to pull data from any source, this video is going to basically highlight that process. So in the video notes, I will share with you a link to a template where you can go ahead and prepare your data, and this will map to the various fields of information that we're going to need to generate the orders. So I'll quickly run through what some of these column headings are, just so you become familiar with them. The upload date in column A is not required, but I just put that there as more of a note for you to be able to keep track of what orders were generated on what date, because once this process is set up, you can continue to use it in the future simply by just adding more rows of data to the spreadsheet. So if you want to keep track of what orders were generated on what date through the spreadsheet, just put whatever date it is that you add the rows. Next column is request charger, right? That can either be true or false. True means that we're going to include a note in the communication to your employee to let them know that you want the charger back. If you don't want the charger back, you can put that as false, but it needs to either be true or false. Then the next series of columns are about the employee, right? What their email address is, right? So we can send our communications, and what their mailing address is, so we know where to send the box to. Next, we move on to the company information. Right, this is where the laptop's going to be returned to, right? So we need to know the recipient name, the company name, and then the mailing address. That's going to be printed on the label on the outside of the box. Then we have a company display name, which that gets utilized in the email communications to your employee, right? That's where we let them know via email who's requesting that they send the laptop box back. So in many cases, that can just be a reiteration of the company name. Sometimes customers like to use a specific department, but whatever you want, go ahead and make sure that there's a value put in that field so that we can utilize that. Okay, then we have a company notification email. This is the email address for who within your company should receive notifications regarding the order. Right, throughout all the steps in the process, you'll be kept up to date via an email sent to that email address. Okay, so now we'll move over to Zapier, which Zapier is a free platform. So if you don't already have a Zapier account, you could just go to zapier.com and sign up. So you'll need that. You'll need the spreadsheets, and you will need to have the API key from within your Retriever dashboard. So you'll log into your Retriever dashboard, go over to API, make sure it is enabled, and then you're going to want to show your API key and then go ahead and copy it. Now we'll go create the Zap. Okay, so click the Create Zap button. And Zapier has over 5,000 different apps that you can pull data from. So as I mentioned, we're going to be utilizing Google Sheets here, but theoretically, if your data lives in any platform that has a Zap, you can pull in that data and just map it to the correct fields that we'll need for the device creation process. So feel free to play with that if you choose, but I'm going to demonstrate Google Sheets. So we'll go ahead and click on that. And then we're going to click on the event, which is going to be a new spreadsheet row. All right, so anytime a new row gets added to that spreadsheet, it's going to take the data and try to create an order. If you don't already have a Google account connected to your Zapier account, you're going to have to go ahead and click on the button and go through Google's authentication and approval process, right, for making that connection. I've already done that, so I just need to select my Google account and click continue. And it's going to go through your Sheets account and look for all sheets that you have. And you want to select the one that you're utilizing for this bulk upload process. And then go ahead and click the specific worksheet within that file that has the data. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and click continue. and click Test Trigger. What this is going to do is go through that spreadsheet and pull in the first row of data. When you set this up, I would recommend don't put all of your live data in that spreadsheet. Just go ahead and set up one. You could theoretically use that first row and have it be live data. And then just at the end of this process, it'll create that first order. Um, so whatever you prefer to do. But just review the data, make sure it looks fine as it does, and click continue. All right, so now we're going to pick the second app that it's going to connect to, which in this case, it is going to be Retriever. So currently Retriever is in its beta release within Zapier, so you will need to receive an invitation. So if you don't yet have that, go ahead and send an email to help@helloretriever.com, and we will send you the link in order to add this integration to your account. If you're watching this video after it's already been made public, then you can just search for Retriever and you won't see that by invite tag. All right, so I'll select that. And we currently have two options here, but we're going to be working with the create device return process. I will create subsequent videos that go into a little bit more detail, more advanced use cases of what you can do with this integration. But we'll keep this video simple and just create a device return. And click continue. Okay, here you're going to choose your account. So this is where that API key is going to come into play. Um, when you click on this button, you'll get a pop-up window where it asks you to paste in that API key. I've already made that connection, so I just need to click on my account. But if you haven't already done that, you'll copy and paste your API key from the Retriever dashboard and click continue. Now we're going to map the fields from that Excel sheet to what's needed to create the order. Right, so you click in each one of these fields and just go ahead and map the correct field. Right, the return label company name, that's your company name. And then this next one that we show in email communications, right, that's going to be the second one, which is that company display name. And once again, just to reiterate, this only needs to be set up once, right? Once this whole mapping is complete, all that you'll need to do is add more data to the spreadsheet. Okay, now just want to go through and do a verification to make sure that we did map the fields correctly. Okay, now we'll click continue. It'll just display that data to you. And now we'll go ahead and click on the test action. So this is actually communicating with your live Retriever account, and you'll see it generates a message saying that it sent one data piece to it. So now if we go ahead and pull up our Retriever dashboard, we will see that there is this new row there. So the way that Retriever works is that if that was just a test dummy information and not a real device return, you have 30 minutes to go ahead and cancel that order before we actually start to fulfill it. So if that was just test for the purpose of setting up the Zap, you want to make sure that you go ahead and click cancel within 30 minutes to make sure that you don't get charged a credit and we don't send out a box. Once that is complete, you can go ahead and click Publish Zap. And click Go to My Zaps. So it does initially name it this untitled zip. So if you just want to go ahead and rename it, go. So once again, I know I've said it a couple times, but I'll say it again. Uh, the only thing that you'll need to do moving forward is just add rows to the spreadsheets. I probably would recommend, instead of typing directly into the spreadsheet, have a Excel file on your computer where you could get your data prepped, and then obviously have the same format. And then once ever you're ready to do your order creation, go ahead and copy from your local Excel and paste it onto here. Um, just it's easier than just trying to type away across. The way that this app does work is that it runs every 15 minutes unless you're on a professional plan. So just keep that in mind. But within 15 minutes, you will see the orders generated in your dashboard. And also, I'll just one more time remind you to not do not delete rows from the spreadsheet. Once they have generated orders, you just want to add new rows. Okay, if you have any questions regarding this process, feel free to reach out to help@helloretriever.com. And thank you very much.